Pakistan, Honorable Mr. Justice Gulzar Ahmed, Senior Penal Judge, Mr. Justice Bashir Alam, Chairman IT Affairs Committee and Administrative Judge Research Center, Honorable Judges Supreme Court of Pakistan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. You all at the inaugural ceremony of establishment of Research Center, launching number 5, Supreme Court of Pakistan. Mr. Justice Mushir Ali.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Chief Justice, Honorable Senior Puny Judge, Honorable Brother Judges, members of INL, media person, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Today, indeed, is a historical occasion where we have gathered, although Honorable Chief Justice did not wanted this fanfare, you may call it, or a ceremony. He wanted things to be done quietly. But I believe, and I insisted, that unless we make public aware of where we are heading, what we are doing, how we are working together with honorable judges and brother judges and other stakeholders in ease of access to justice, a road to justice, that is very important and significant. Unless people know how ease of justice is being created, they'll not be having insight how to get the justice. We have to show them way and how to get the justice. We have been watching, looking, World Bank report, World Justice Project reports of ease of doing business. But seldom people talk of ease of getting access to justice and road to justice, how to provide convenience to the justice seeker, not the litigant, but the justice seeker. And this is where we have all, this is why we have all converged here. The Supreme Court is the apex court. Under the present scenario, all the eyes are on the Supreme Court. We have been attending the cases, dealing with the cases in a conventional manner, and then the Chief Justice, present incumbent in the office, came with a vision and started the speedy trial courts. That was the beginning, the first step towards expediting the justice delivery mechanism. And now, with his new vision, we are here and moving forward, migrating towards efficient, smart, intelligent internet core. And towards that objective, it is not a small objective, it is a huge, humongous task. But each journey has to begin with a small step. And this step has been taken, video linking, I may inform you, video linking, connecting all the high courts and the principal court and the registries now at the same time. And I am pleased to inform that today, till yesterday, 138 cases have been heard using video link in the short span of 5 weeks from all registries. This includes 29 cases from Quetta, 62 from Lahore, and 19 from Karachi. Only yesterday, one of the cases by one of the benches was fixed when the litigant informed that he cannot afford coming to Islamabad each and every day. This is the first time he has come to the Supreme Court, and next time he'll not be able to come. Therefore, the court may decide the cases in his absence. Here, the significance and importance of video linking came in. The learned bench ordered that the file may be put up before the Honorable Chief Justice for passing appropriate order. And today at the tea time, I was informed by the Honorable Chief Justice that order has already been passed, that case should be heard on video link, and the litigant don't have to travel all the way from the Quetta. From Quetta, it is more tedious and cumbersome to travel to the principal seat. Almost 3 days are consumed of a litigant and a lawyer, one day coming to the court, next day attending the proceedings, and then third day going back to Quetta. So it involves a lot of expenditure. And this is how the video linking has helped us. Not only the video link is the first step, and today we are formally inaugurating court number 5 as a permanent video link court to hear cases in Islamabad with lawyer and litigant able to join from anywhere, from any of the 4 registries in Pakistan. It may be Peshawar, Lahore, Karachi, Quetta. And Honorable Chief Justice has also experimented where more than one lawyers were present in more than one registries, and the cases were heard at the principal seat. That was a success story of only the court of Honorable Chief Justice. Now, yesterday Chief Justice has directed that each of the 5 courts to be video link connected, enabled court. Inshallah, today we are inaugurating court number 5 as a permanent video link internet connectivity court. In due course, hopefully, during his tenure, all the 5 courts would be connected through video link. That will be a remarkable achievement, saving a lot of resources, not only of a litigant, providing convenience to a lawyer. And recently, the Honorable Chief Justice has sent me abroad to visit China and USA. There I have also personally seen how the internet and intelligent courts are working, and we are marching towards it. There is a, inshallah, inauguration of this internet court. I may also now apprise you of new modern website. Earlier we had a static website. Now we have a new dynamic website of the Supreme Court. That will be, inshallah, inaugurated today. You will be having facility to visit this website. This website has a lot of features. It will provide you online case search with ability to output complete history of the cases. New judgment search engine has been developed using multiple parameters with direct link to the printable PDF format of the files. New cause list search using multiple parameters with ability to print PDF, museum gallery, important news highlight, important judgments, judges profile, collection, special photographs. And for all these facilities, we were earlier hosting this website from the Supreme Court own resources, but we are thankful to Nadra, who has come to rescue us and provide most modern hosting of website facility with their designated resources. Chairman Nadra must be present here. I express my personal gratitude on behalf of the Supreme Court for their team and for the chairman himself, who has lent support, lend technical assistance in upgrading this interactive, more modern and lively website. There are a lot more to come. This is not online history. We will be, inshallah, Chief Justice will be inaugurating a research center. It is indeed another step forward towards modern court. I remember on the 4th July 1776, on the date of a signing of a Declaration of Independence, Hancock said, "We must be unanimous, there must be no pulling different way. We all must all hang together." To this, Benjamin Franklin responded, "Yes, we must all hang together, or more assuredly, we shall all hang separately." And indeed, all the four high courts have been developing their own resources and moving in different directions. Honorable Chief Justice, when took the office, there is another body, that is National Judicial Policy Making Committee. Honorable Chief Justice and other honorable judges of Chief Justice of the High Court are member of that committee. That committee has formed a small group that is called NJEC. NJEC is a unifying body that collaborates with all the high courts, carried out the study, multidisciplinary approach has been adopted using re-engineering exercise and progressing towards most modern internet and users-friendly, litigant-friendly court system. I am thankful to the Honorable Chief Justice for providing me this opportunity and giving chance to work for the betterment of system. I am thankful to all my brother judges and more particularly Justice Mansoor, who head research center in Lahore, and his experience we are benefited in Supreme Court and in Honorable Chief Senior Commission Committee in the Sindh High Court. Number of initiatives were taken by the Honorable Senior Puny Judge. That experience has translated in the High Court, and we are gathered in our own independent right. Each judge has contributed towards marching towards more users-friendly, litigant-friendly, or we may say justice seeker-friendly court environment. I'm thankful for all of you to be here and share this experience with honorable judges. Thank you.
I request the Honorable
I don't have a written speech, so don't worry. This is just a list of those whom I have to thank today. And Honorable Senior Puny Judge, Justice Gulzar Ahmed, Honorable Justice Bashir Alam, Honorable Judges of this court, the distinguished lawyers, representatives of the lawyer bodies, and officials from various departments who have cooperated with us in all these ventures. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In the year 1991, my eldest daughter went to class 1 in her school. And when she came back, she was telling us that she had to attend so many classes, and one of the periods in the school was for computer education. I got very upset that here is a class 1 student on day 1 in the school, and she is learning computers. And I didn't know anything about the computers by then. So I decided on that day that I'll buy my first computer, and which I did. And ever since, I have fallen in love with technology. Even mobile phone, the domestic staff in my house had their mobile phones before I purchased my first mobile phone. So I thought I must compete with them. I must at least be at par with them. So I bought my first mobile phone then. Ever since, I believe that technology is the way forward. About 150 years ago, it was conversed in India, amongst the Muslims of India, that instead of going to your own getting your own domestic education in madrasas, in other places, in mosques, unless you get yourself educated in the modern ways of education, unless you get education in whatever the world is studying, you will lag behind, and there will be a time that you will be so far back that you will never be able to compete with them. At that time, also, our great leaders faced resistance. So whenever there is change, there is a resistance, but very soon the benefits of the change become so evident that people like to adopt it. So likewise, when God Almighty gave me this opportunity to serve here in this capacity, the foremost thing in my mind was that we have to drag our court system, the judicial system, into the 21st century. And that is possible only through technology. The first step that our court took in the larger judicial system was to attend to the trial courts, and through the National Judicial Policy Making Body committee, we decided to launch model courts. And the most important part of those model courts was technology. The judges are the same, procedure is the same, and laws are the same, the lawyers are the same, everything is the same, except that we have tried to use technology. And the results are absolutely unbelievable. There are cases, every day I am told that in such and such village there was an old lady, about 90 years old, she was to become a witness, she could not travel. So the judge would send somebody to that lady in that village with a smartphone, with WhatsApp video, and that lady lying on a cot in that village would make a statement on that video call, and the court will hear that, and the other party will hear that, and the statement of that witness is recorded through WhatsApp. Then iPads were provided, Skype was used extensively. Doctors who could not travel because they were posted hundreds of miles away and attending to their patients in different hospitals, they could not travel, so we said, you don't have to come to the trial court. They were provided Skype facility, and they would make a statement from their own hospital situated hundreds of miles away on Skype, and the court would record it in the courtroom in the presence of other parties. Likewise, we have a complete network in which all the model courts in the country in all 116 districts, they are connected through technology, through internet, and three of us, in fact, watched the proceedings live in 4 district courts on one given day, and we could talk to them, we could see them, the judges and the lawyers there, the staff there, the litigants there could see us. that 3 judges of the Supreme Court are watching the proceedings of the trial court. So that was made possible only through technology. And there is a link available. The progress of every court, every model court is being monitored every day on an hourly basis. In the afternoon, I get the results of all the model courts from the entire country. It's all because of technology, and that's why it is being called a silent revolution in the country as far as the justice sector is concerned. Then the next step that we took was the video linking of different branch registries of our court. That has in fact changed the very culture of the judicial system, and I'm sure it will be replicated in all the courts in the country. So far it is being utilized in the Supreme Court only. As Justice Bashir Alam has pointed out, the other day there was a lawyer whose case was to be heard next morning from Lahore, and we were at Islamabad. And that lawyer contacted the office that in an emergency he has to go to Peshawar. And we hear that cases are not adjourned. So what should I do? And our staff told him, there's nothing to worry. You can argue your case from Peshawar. So he took his brief with him to Peshawar, and he argued the case from Peshawar. His rival, his opposing learned counsel, he was arguing his case from Lahore, and we decided the case at Islamabad. So that is the convenience of technology. And this has become a regular feature, and it happens every day now in model courts, in video e-courts, that lawyers now have this facility, and they are becoming more and more familiar with this and comfortable with this. Today, we started the model courts, e-court at Peshawar, and I could see that the entire courtroom was full, although the cases were only a few. People just wanted to see this system in work, happening. Things are happening this way. This is technology. People are fascinated by this. They want to learn about it, and we are utilizing it, and I'm sure it will become a daily routine for us in the days to come. Then the next leap was the research center contemplated by the court, and it has been implemented. The latest research engines, any judge in any part of the country can just send a message or talk to the research officer in the research center that I need some material on this particular aspect of law. And within no time, the entire case law, the entire jurisprudence, entire writings or any comment made by anybody in the world on that subject will be available and will be made available to that judge in any part of the country. This is absolutely fascinating. Now, with the number of cases that a judge has to deal with, he is left with less time to do research on his own. Previously, I remember when I started my career as a judge, we used to do our own research. We'd go to the library or call the books to our chamber, and we'll try to find out the relevant law ourselves. But no more. We don't have time for that. So that is why this technology-based research center will provide us information. And recently, 3 honorable judges of this court and 10 research officers visited the United States of America, went to different research centers, familiarized themselves with the latest techniques, and they are back and full of enthusiasm and expertise that they have gained through this visit. So this is again technology being taken to the next level, and artificial intelligence. There were intelligent judges, all right, always. We had intelligent judges, but now we hear that we have intelligent courts. So that intelligence system is being introduced in the courts as well, that the judge can feed the facts of a case, and the computer will tell him that, keeping in view all the precedents in the country, in the judicial history of the country, that this should be the result of this case. So it does not mean that the computer will decide the case for that judge. The computer will only give him a possible result which should ordinarily be reached if the precedents are to be kept in view. But the judge, if he is minded to decide the same way, he'll feel reassured. But if he is minded to decide the other way, then that will be a time when he will have another look at that case and will try to distinguish his case, that given case, from the earlier cases which were decided differently. So moving in the same direction, this our computer website, internet website of this court was outdated, was old, and Mr. Justice Mansoor Ali Shah, while his lordship was the Chief Justice of Lahore High Court, he had upgraded the website of the Lahore High Court there, and that was very, very attractive. So I personally requested Justice Shah that I want a similar website of the Supreme Court itself, a very, very attractive one, a very convenient one, and full of as much information as we can impart to any person making a query. So here we are, even that is being launched. So all this is happening because of the interest and the interest shown and the efforts made by the Information Technology Committee, headed by Mr. Justice Bashir Alam, and a member is Justice Mansoor Ali Shah. And even they would not have cut much ice if we didn't have the fullest possible support of Nadra. So I must acknowledge the great contribution made by Nadra in helping us doing most of these things that I've talked about. And then we have ComSat's assistance. We're thankful to them. We're thankful to Nadra. We're also grateful to the United States Department of Justice, who have also cooperated with us in many ways. The Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, U.S. Department of State, INLP, they have also cooperated in different ways, and we are all very grateful to all these bodies who have helped us drag ourselves into the 21st century. So on my behalf and on behalf of all my colleagues, brother judges, welcome to the 21st century. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request once again the Honorable Chief Justice of Pakistan to present sheet. Mr. Zulfikar Ali. Mr. Ahmareen. Mr. Ahmad Zishan bin Khalid. Mr. Babar Awan, Director. Mr. Najam Alvi, Director IT, Supreme Court of Pakistan. Malik Suhail Ahmed. Mr. Haris Javed, Assistant Director, Network, Supreme Court. Mr. Zafar Iqbal, Supreme Court of Pakistan. Mr. Khurram Shehzad, Supreme Court of Pakistan.